Good morning, boys and girls. It's Mrs. Wyatt. I am going to read you some stories today about frogs. Miss Slaba's class is studying about frogs, and I thought we could all enjoy a few stories about them. This story is called Tadpole's Promise. If you are looking for it when we get back to school, you can see the spine label is got an E, so that's an Everyone book. It's WIL, and as you know, we have practiced this. When we see these kinds of labels, we know that they are fiction books. This one's really funny. It has a very funny ending. Tadpole's Promise. It's also kind of an interesting book because it opens this way. So hopefully you'll enjoy it. Once again, it's called Tadpole's Promise by Jeannie Willis and Tony Ross. Where the willow meets the water, a tadpole met a caterpillar. They gazed into each other's tiny eyes and fell in love. She was a beautiful rainbow, and he was her shiny black pearl. I love everything about you, said Tadpole. You can see here's Caterpillar, and here's Tadpole. And so the middle of the book is the land and then the water. I love everything about you, said Caterpillar. Promise you'll never change? I promise, he said. But as sure as the weather changes, the tadpole could not keep his promise. The next time they met, he had grown 2 legs. You've broken your promise, said Caterpillar. Forgive me, begged the tadpole. I couldn't help it. I don't want these legs. All I want is my beautiful rainbow. All I want is my shiny black pearl. Promise me you'll never change, said the caterpillar. I promise, he said. But sure as the season changed, the next time they met, he had grown his arms. That's twice you've broken your promise, cried the caterpillar. Forgive me, begged the tadpole. I could not help it. I do not want these arms. All I want is my beautiful rainbow. Oh, look at, she's crying. And all I want is my black shiny pearl. I will give you one last chance, said the caterpillar. But surely as the world changes, the tadpole could not keep his promise, and the next time they met, he had no tail. You have broken your promise 3 times, and now you have broken my heart, said the caterpillar. But you are my beautiful rainbow, said the tadpole. Yes, but you are not my shiny black pearl. Goodbye. She crawled up the willow branch, and she cried herself to sleep. Take a good look at that picture, because she's starting to change. One warm moonlit night she woke up. The sky had changed. The trees had changed. Everything had changed. Except for her love for the tadpole. Even though he had broken his promise, she decided to forgive him. And look at him. He's still looking for her. She dried her wings and fluttered down to look for him. Where the willow meets the water, a frog was sitting still on a lily pad. There she is. And if we go down, you see, there he is. "Excuse me," she said. "Have you seen my black..." But faster than she could say Pearl, the frog leapt up and swallowed her in one gulp. Silly story. And there he waits, thinking fondly of his beautiful rainbow. Wondering where she went. The end. That story makes me giggle. Now, I've got another story about frogs. Now, this one, I'm just going to read you one page of it. It's called Where in the Wild? Camouflaged Creatures Concealed and Revealed. And if you look over here, our spine label has changed. We now have 590 and then underneath SCH. And remember we talked about this. 590 means that it's nonfiction. And you might remember the 500s were all about science. Now, SCH is the author. Remember, and we look here, and it's poems by David Schwartz. I'm going to switch to this page. It's a really cool book. So if I flip it open, there's a poem, and then there's a creature hiding here. So I'll give you a chance to look at that page before I turn it. I'm going to read you this one. It's called Grayish Greenish. Grayish greenish blackish tree. The colors you see are the colors of me. Grayish, greenish, blackish bark. I'm bumpy and blotchy, part light and part dark. Grayish, greenish, what do I hear? A sound in the branches that's coming too near. Grayish, greenish, blackish, yikes! What if he saw me? What if he strikes? Grayish, greenish, what do I feel? Oh no, he's found me. I'll soon be his. Can you see something camouflaged in that picture? All right, I'm going to turn the page. There he is. See again? You see him? He's right in here. Open it up. There he is. Let's learn a little bit about him. He's called the gray tree frog, and if you hear a high trill in the trees, it might be a bird or an insect, or it could be a tree frog. Most frogs live in the water, but some species live in trees, leaping from branch to branch, gripping the wood with the sticky suction pads at the end of their toes. A tree frog's long tongue is also sticky. Zap! Bye-bye, fly. Or in Tadpole's case, butterfly. Brightly colored tree frogs have poisonous skin that no predator wants to eat. Their colors advertise their poison. Watch out. They seem to be saying, you don't want to eat me. But many kinds of tree frogs are not toxic, and that would make a final meal for a snake or an owl. For these frogs, their defense is in their camouflage. Gray tree frogs have rough, bumpy, gray-green skin with dark patches. Against trees blotched with moss and lichens, they practically disappear. When a gray tree frog moves from a dark trunk to a lighter colored tree, its skin turns light green. Most of the time, the gray tree frog's camouflage works, but once in a while, the predator's eyes are better than the tree frog's disguise. That's kind of what it looks like. Now, I have a little treat for you today. I'm wondering if you can see anything camouflaged in my screen today. I'll give you a chance to look before I expose her. See anything? Are you looking closely? Let's see if we can find an animal on my sofa. Oh, there she is. That is Vienna. That's my puppy. Well, she's not really a puppy. She's more of an old lady. But she's my little dog. Let's see if I can get her out. Come here, Vienna. Come on. Well, she is enjoying us being home today. Here she comes. Say hi, Vienna. Say hi to the boys and girls. All right, we're going to let her get back to sleep before she gets too grumpy on me. But a couple of things that I wanted to tell you about is I am going to send you in your classrooms a link. I'm going to borrow Miss Slaywell's link and send it to everybody else in case you want to learn about some more frogs. Frogs are oviparous. Some of you may remember that word. Frogs hatch from eggs. And you might remember that book that we've read, and if you don't remember it, or maybe you missed it, there is a really great show from Reading Rainbow that talks about chickens and animals that lay eggs. And in that Reading Rainbow, they read the book Chickens Aren't the Only Ones by Ruth Heller, and it's really a great story, and you can learn about all kinds of animals that lay eggs. Now, keeping my fingers crossed, can't promise, but tomorrow is day 21 of our chicken eggs, so we should maybe see some action in that. I'm not sure with all the moving around I had to do with them if we will get a hatch, but keeping my fingers crossed that we will start to see some stuff happening tomorrow, and I will be live streaming that for you. Hopefully my internet will be working properly, and that will be working for you. I'm also going to send you this other really fun link, and then we're going to talk about it more later, that goes along with this idea of camouflaging. Okay, and it's a game where you can learn about the spotted moth. And the spotted moth has had a change over time due to some changes in its environment. And this simulation is a science experiment where you can learn a little bit more about that change that spotted moth has had. So I'm going to send those out to you today, and I hope you are all well, and we miss you a lot as teachers have been talking, and we miss you guys a ton, and we look forward to seeing you again real soon. And I hope that these videos are keeping you active and engaged and happy. And of course, if you need me, you can reach out to my email, plwyatt, plwyatt @cps.edu. And if you are not, if you are a Bobian student and you are not on a Google Classroom, please have a trusted adult send me an email so that I can make sure that you get on those classrooms and able to communicate not only with your teachers but your classmates. Okay, so stay inside, wash your hands, stay healthy, and we'll get to see each other again real soon. Let's keep our fingers crossed that we see some eggs hatching tomorrow. Bye. Love y'all.